what makes the Bloodline storyline so different is just that level of mental abuse that Roman put Sami through. The idea that Sami Zayn has this match with Kevin Owens. The Usos and Solo interfere and beat down Kevin Owens just as Sami is getting ready to win. Not only does that make it so that Sami can't win on his own and go tell the boss, hey, I did it. Not only does that make it so that Sami can't beat Kevin Owens and say, hey, you, person that's been in my life for all these years, I'm the better man. It also takes away his victory entirely. That means Kevin Owens wins by disqualification for outside interference. The Usos start dapping him up like, hey, we did this for you. Of course he's going to be upset. Anybody would be upset. Next week, he comes into the locker room. He's talking to Roman Reigns. And Roman goes, what's wrong? Clearly something's wrong. Roman pushes him into telling him what's wrong. Roman knows what he did. Roman did it on purpose. Roman knows what's bothering Sami Zayn because Roman knows when he did what he did, it would bother Sami Zayn. Then he forces Sami Zayn to say the thing that Roman did to him. And when he does say it, Sami that is, Roman responds with this level of, I can't believe you're doing this to me. Why would I have to explain myself to you? I'm the tribal chief. You are using me. Maybe you should go find your own bloodline. This is gaslighting 101. I have never seen this level of mental torture, this level of emotional abuse injected into a storyline. I have never seen a more emotionally abusive heel than I see with the Bloodline. And you have Paul Heyman over here who's working on a completely different level. What the hell are Paul Heyman's motives? 1 week, he's sending Sami Zayn into Roman's office, completely sabotaging him. You know, Roman's going to be upset for what you did. And then when Sami goes in and says, Roman, are you upset for what I did? Paul Heyman, oh, why would you ask him that? Roman, can you believe he asked you that? Why would you ask him that? Because you put the idea in his head, Paul. And then, so you're like, oh, he's sabotaging Sami Zayn. Then when Roman almost throws Sami out of the Bloodline, Paul Heyman starts manipulating Roman and going, oh, if I may, sir, you're the boss, sir, if I may. Wouldn't it be better to have him in the castle pissing out than out of the castle pissing in? And that's when Roman goes, okay, Paul, so what are your motives, Paul? Then Roman makes Sami prove himself by going like, I'm going to give you all the busy work. Get the cars ready, get the jets ready. And he gives him, and it's so important, it's crucial that he's got a list of things. It's not just one thing. He's got a list of things. So then when when Kevin Owens attacks Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn is late getting there. And by the time he gets out there, Kevin Owens has already done the damage. So Roman and Paul Heyman can go, Sami, where were you? And Sami goes, I was just doing what you told me to. And Roman goes, Sami, this is very bad. Like the Stockholm Syndrome that has got to be settling in for Sami Zayn. So the question is, now I don't think that there's any shot of Kevin Owens winning the undisputed Universal WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. If they're going to take the title off Roman, they'll take it off at WrestleMania. I don't think they should. I think there is the possibility of a wonky finish that results in the beginning of a title split, right? And that Roman has to either defend one title or he's stripped of one title or something happens. I truly believe still that Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns will be your main event for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And I think that there are two directions that we could go in. A lot of people want Sami Zayn to have the main event of WrestleMania. On one end of things, well, there's three possibilities here. You could not do the Roman match at the Elimination Chamber, even though it's in Montreal, and you could do Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. I do not think that that's going to happen. I don't think that it's right for it to happen. As much as it's been the greatest storyline ever, I think by the time we get to WrestleMania, we're telling a different story. I think that the obvious way to go is to do Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos for whatever is left of the tag team championship. They're splitting the titles. By that time, who knows? You know, the Usos are going to have to compete against the Judgment Day for the Raw tag team championship at some point. I think on Raw. And they're going to have to compete against, I would imagine, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I mean, it could be Imperium. But I would imagine, and, you know, I guess it could be any, but I would imagine it'll be Drew McIntyre and Sheamus that the Usos will have to compete against some point, right? For the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So those titles are either getting split or they're at least getting defended separately going forward. You could have Kevin Owens. I think the way to do it would be to have the Usos drop the Raw Tag Team title and to have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which is that record that the Usos have for a number of days. So it's a bigger deal when they lose the title, if you're going to do that. The other way you could go is instead of having Kevin Owens and Sami team up, you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn compete against each other. Kevin Owens is the heel, Sami Zayn as the babyface, where Sami finally frees himself of the bloodline, but Kevin Owens does not accept his apology and attacks him. And so now the underdog that Sami was against Roman Reigns, he is against Kevin Owens. And the match that you have at WrestleMania is for the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns has a match for the Universal Championship. You split the title before WrestleMania. You get to you start planting the seeds at Royal Rumble. You get to Elimination Chamber, and enough is enough. Roman Reigns is stripped of the WWE Championship. Kevin Owens wins the Elimination Chamber, but instead of being crowned WWE Champion, he is given the opportunity to compete for it at WrestleMania. And at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn is your WWE Championship match to headline night one. That's where I would go with it.